Welcome. In this video, I'll be demonstrating how to do red team operations on Active Directory machine. So the machine which I have chosen is Cicada. It's heavily we are doing SAB enumeration. So let's get started. Let me copy this IP address and let's start with an nmap scan. So we're scanning for all the 65,535 open ports and we're saving it as cicada.nmap and we're giving the IP address. So basically, this is dash p dash to scan all the 65,535 open ports and min rate of 4,000 and save it in nmap format. And we give the target IP address and let's hit enter. So we discover some open ports and we can find 53. So let's do a DNS enumeration or let's try to do a zone transfer. So let's copy this IP address and let's do dig AXFR for zone transfer and specify our IP address and specify the target IP address. And let's specify 8.8.8.8 to specify a global DNS server and transfer failed. So zone transfer is not possible on this. Let's do Kerberos. Before doing Kerberos, let's go to RPC and check for enom users. So let's do an RPC client, RPC enumeration using RPC client. So before that, let's do an nmap scan of the service version as well as the default scripts. So let's do an stealth scan and default scripts as well as version scanning. And let's save it in as Cicada and let's give the target IP address. Let's copy that and paste it and let's specify the correct ports. So let's remove some of the ports which are not there and port 80 is not present and 135, 139, 389 is there, 445, 464 is there and let's remove 464. It's not there, so let's let's delete that. So we have to specify only the open ports. So on the right side you can see the open ports, so we have to specify that and let's specify 63,521. So it's a high port and let's hit enter. So the service version as well as the default scripts will be run on the particular IP address. Let's do RPC enumeration using RPC client. Let's specify the IP address and we are doing a null authentication with the blank username and let's do enom users to get the users and access denied. We get an access denied and let's try it with guest user and cannot connect to server, so login failure and let's do anonymous login and we get access denied. So now let's go to the next part, which is LDAP enumeration. So let me so let's do LDAP enumeration using LDAP search and we give dash s space naming context and we get the naming context of that particular LDAP directory and we copy this IP address and we paste it and we hit enter and we get this naming context, which is cicada dc is equal to cicada comma dc is equal to HTB. So we specify using the dash B option, and we try to get some username password if any. So do not we get an error. So operational error we get. So we have to move on to the next port or service, and let's see. Let's check what is there in this nmap scan. So we have 5985 open, port open, and let's copy the cicada.htb domain name, and let's add it to our etc host file. Let me close this, and let's do sudo nano /etc/host. And let me type in the password. Oh, sorry, I typed in the wrong password. Let me try again. And we cut this particular line, and we add our domain name, as well as we add our IP address as well. So we copy our IP address and we paste it, and Control O, Control X to save and exit. And let's do ping cicada.htb, and we're able to ping it. That means we're able to reach the server from the domain name as well. And now we did all these ports enumeration. So the only thing which is left is SMB enumeration. So port 445 is SMB, 139 is NetBIOS. So let's do SMB enumeration using CrackMapExec. We can also use NetExec for this purpose. So the tooling is your choice, and we do CrackMapExec SMB and IP-U to specify the username, -P to specify the password, and --shares to list down the shares. And we have to wait for some time. So it's trying to authenticate into the SMB server, and the SMB server fails authentication. Let's try it with the guest user. Let's type the username as guest, and let's try to enumerate the shares using that. So before we got a status access denied while enumerating the shares. Now I guess we would get the shares. So there we go, we got the shares. And we have read access on HR. So, and IPC is some Windows internal. So we just need read access for HR. And uh, like we 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 try to enumerate the shares, and we get into the shares using cicada.htb/guest. I did a mistake there. It should be HR. So we try to log in via SMB client into the SMB service. So I guess IP address we have to specify. -U and guest. So the guest should be the username, and so the problem was the name of the share was not guest, it was HR, right? So we delete this and we type HR, and we do another authentication using the -N option, capital N option, and we hit enter, and we log in as SMB. So let's do ls, and let's do recurse on prompt of mget start to get all the files recursively without prompting us. I guess there is only one file, which is notice from hr.txt, and we exit out of the SMB share, and we do cat notice from hr.txt, and we can see welcome to Cicada Corp. We are thrilled to have you join our team as a part of security protocols. It is essential. Your default password is this. So there's no username, just the password. So let's copy the password and let's create a file called creds. So let's do nano creds and let's paste it, and Control O, Control X to save it and exit. And now what we can do is we can do CrackMapExec, and instead of shares we do RID brute forcing to get the usernames. So basically this will brute force for all the usernames starting from administrator, user, and all the way till the other users and groups. So let's wait for some time for it to run. So we're getting all these users as well as groups. And we will copy this into a file called users, and I'll tell you how to extract the particular username without copy pasting each and every one. So it's kind of an automation. And let's do nano users, and let's paste this, and let's do cat users, and we got the complete command. So basically what we're doing is we are grabbing for SID type users, which will give only the lines which are users, and we're doing an we are looking for a field separator of space, and we are getting the sixth column, which is the particular users column. And here also we need to do a field separator of backward slash and print the second column, which will give our usernames. So that is all this is about. And we get the usernames and we redirect it to a file called users.txt. So let's clear the screen and do cat users.txt, and we get the usernames. Now we do CrackMapExec, and so we do cat creds, right? You can type cat creds, and we do CrackMapExec, and we try to do a password spray on all the users and find out the particular whichever particular password is correct for the user, and we paste this. And we don't need to do an RID brute force. We need to do particularly just we need to search for the particular username which this password is applicable, and we do continue on success so that it doesn't stop at the username or the first username it finds, and we hit enter. So it's checking for each of these users, and it's in red if it is not applicable. If it finds the correct username and password, it comes in green, and we copy this and we do nano creds, and we cut this line and we paste it, and we control or control X to save and exit, and we do cat creds and we find these creds. So now let's do again CrackMapExec, and instead of users.txt we'll do Michael.writeson. We'll copy this, and we'll paste it, give a single quotes, and we enumerate for the shares. We need to wait for some time for CrackMapExec to execute the commands. And let's copy this command again. And we got readable sysvol net logon share, but these are all Windows internals. So let's do enumerate users. So it's the same CrackMapExec command, but with the flag double dash users. And we get one of the password in the user's description, and we copy that, and we do nanocreds, and we paste the password. So he has a particular comment. David.Orleans has a particular comment that in case I forget my password, my login password is this. So that we have enumerated and got the password. And let's copy this and let's do nanocreds again and let's paste it. And let's do cat creds. And let's do crack map exec again. And let's delete this users and let's do it as shares. And let's get the new password which we have got. Let's use the new username and password which we have obtained from previous enumeration. And we copy this, we paste it, and we copy the password as well. And we paste it. Let's wait for some time till it gets executed. And we have a read access on dev. So let's log into this SMB service using SMB client using the creds of David Orleans. And let's do cat creds and let's do SMB client. SMB client using for the share called dev and using the credentials of David Orleans. So I tried a few different ways of specifying the username and password so that I'm not prompted. But I guess that didn't work. So I tried with double quotes and single quotes. So it was like I thought I could be no, I should not be prompted when for the password, but that didn't work because it had a special characters, so that didn't work as well. So be careful while handling the special characters. And we delete this. We just give David Aurelius and specify the username and we copy the password and we hit enter and we paste the password and we get a login. So now let's do ls to list the files and let's do recurse on prompt of mget star to download recursively without prompting us. And let's do mget star to get all the files. I think only one file is there. So we got the backup script.ps1, and let's do cat backup script.ps1, and we get the credentials for another user called Emily Oscars. So let's copy this and let's do nano creds, and let's paste the password as well as the creds we got. And we got the creds. So now let's do further SMB enumeration using CrackMapExec, using the newly discovered username and password. Let's get the particular username and password. So let's enumerate shares, or let's just check whether a particular username and password is correct. It has a SMB share, and let's do cat creds, and let's do CrackMapExec and specify the username and password for Emily Oscars. And let's specify the password. And let's enumerate the shares using double dash shares. So it has read access for admin. That means it is a remote admin. That means it's a local administrator, and we can assume that. So let's try to do an Evil-WinRM. Let's we can do an Evil-WinRM using this. So it has read and write access on C and the default share, as well as it has read access on admin. So we can do Evil-WinRM on this. So let's specify the IP, and let's copy this IP and let's paste it, and let's specify the particular username and password as well. So let's specify Emily Oscars username and password as well. So we're using the WinRM service to log in, which is 5985. So the port was open. So we're logging in using Evil-WinRM. If you have RDP port open, you can log in via RDP as well. So let's do who am I. So this is how to move laterally. We check the username, and we check the host name, which is cicada-dc, and we check for IP configurations. So we can do net user slash domain to view all the users in the domain. So we get a list of users, and we do net group slash domain to list all the groups in the particular domain. So we get all the particular groups, and do a who am I slash priv, or we can first do ipconfig slash all to view the IP configurations. We get the IP address here, as the machine's IP address, and we get the DHCP server as well as the default gateway. So we can do a task list to view all the services and processes which are running. So let's do task list. So access is denied. So we do PS to get the processes. So these are the processes which are running. So we can try to exploit the services which are running if there is any service. So this is one of the lateral movement techniques. And let's do netstats dash B to view the outbound connections. I think this operation requires privilege elevation of privileges. I mean elevated privileges. And let's do whoami slash priv to view the privileges. So we have two of the privileges, which is SC backup privileges as well as SC restore privileges. So the backup and restore privileges means we can dump the registry keys, not the registry keys, we can dump the registry hive, which is SAM, as well as system using reg save hklm slash SAM, and we save it as SAM. So hklm is where the registry hive is stored. SAM is a database where all the NTLM hashes are stored, and we do hklm slash system and we save it as system. So reg is reg.exe file, and we save that and we download both of these files. So let's do download SAM, and let's do download system. So if you want to see the next part without any of this, you can without any of the methodology which I'll explain right now. You can what you can do is you can skip to 3705, and the system will be downloaded and the further uh, techniques will be described. But if you want a detailed approach, I will explain that right now. So system usually takes a lot of time because it's the boot key. It has the boot key, and yeah. So it's progressing. It's 6%. So you can skip to 37:05, 37 minutes 05 seconds, and you'll find the further ethical hacking techniques. But right now we have to wait for some time. I'll be explaining what SAM and system actually are and what steps we took till now, the particular methodology which we use till now. So if we have SC backup and SC restore privileges, so we can save SAM and system, and we can download that from the box and do Impacket-psexec, sorry, Impacket secrets dump to dump all the secrets using a DC sync attack. So let's do methodology.txt. Again, you can skip to 37 minutes 05 seconds if you don't want to listen about the methodology I used. And we did the reconnaissance. So reconnaissance, let me get the spelling correct. So what we did starting, we first found open port SMB share, and we started enumerating the SMB share found, and we found the HR, which is as SMB share. We found this as readable share, and did a password spraying of and found the particular creds. And we did furthermore SMB enumeration, right? So we did further SMB enumeration and did an RID brute force. So we did an RID brute force and we found the usernames and found usernames and found passwords. Yeah, did so the found spelling is wrong. Sorry for that. But we did a password spray and found the credentials, initial creds, and using the creds uh, we actually using the creds we did a CrackMapExec. Using the option double dash users we found the furthermore creds. So using the option of users in CrackMapExec, we did SMB enumeration and found another user's creds. So we found another user with the comment of his password. Then we used the new creds and we found and we did ISMB enumeration and found a readable user called dev, a readable not readable share called dev. So we found another share named dev and found another file so containing new creds. So use the latest creds and did a WinRM login into the box or machine and gained initial access and found particularly that backup and restore privileges are present using whoami/priv. So backup and restore privileges were there. And for the privilege part, so for the privilege escalation part, what we did was we did a reg save on SAM and system, did a registry dumping using of SAM and system, so SAM database as well as system boot key, and gained domain admin access. So this is the methodology which we have used till now. So we save this and it's still 57%. So what is SAM and system? You would ask me that. So to explain that, we search it in Google. So SAM and system in Windows. So let me zoom in. Let's not go to any particular website and let's use the AI overview. So let me zoom in. So the security accounts manager is a Windows database file located at system root system32 config/sam that stores local user credentials. So it has the local user credentials and hashed passwords as well, which is the NTLM hashes and security descriptors. It has also the Kerberos keys, and it works as local security authority to authenticate logins, ensuring security by locking itself during runtime. So the particular location is the Windows System 32 config SAM, and we can access the SAM request high level system privileges. So it is accessible via the registry at HKey local machine. So this is what we use HKLM/SAM, right? So it's abbreviation for HKey local machine, and attackers often target the SAM to extract password hashes for offline brute force attacks. So the database of users or hashes is SAM. The registry hive need to decrypt the SAM is system. So we need to decrypt the SAM database using the system boot key, and we need and LSA is the system processes that has both of these files, and this is all about SAM and system in Windows. So it's still 74%. I will skip some of this part. It will take a bit of time. So let me skip this part and let me get back. So we have downloaded system successfully, and now what we can do is we can do a impacket. So let's first confirm the files are present or not before we do impacket secrets dump. So let me do ls, and we have SAM and system which is present in the current working directory, and let's do ls-ail. So it is around 43 MBs, right? Or 4.3 MBs. I don't know. No, it's a lot bigger file than that. Yeah. So that was so that's it, and let's do impacket hyphen secrets dump, and we specify SAM with SAM option and dash system, and specify the system file dash SAM, and we do local and hit enter, and we get all the NTLM hashes. So we get the LM hash colon NTLM hashes. We get the RID as well, and we paste we copy this NTLM hash and we paste it in a file called admin NTLM. So we create a file and paste this, and we do cat admin NTLM, and we get this hashes. Now what we can do is we can do a technique known as pass the hash. So we specify a particular hash using dash hashes option. So we are not using a password to authenticate and create login to the system, but we are using the hash, which is the NTLM hash of the administrator. So this technique is known as pass the hash. Similarly, you can use a ticket to authenticate. That would be known as pass the ticket. So these are the lateral movement techniques which we use, and we give colon hash and we hit enter, and we get a login. So we are requesting the share, found a writable share called admin, and we uploaded the exe file and service manager. It's opening and creating a service, and we're starting the service, and we get a shell. So let me clear the screen and let's type in who am I. It should give us anti-authority system, and let's type in host name. It should give cicada-dc, and so I guess this is it. So we can do net user slash domain, net group slash domain. We can do all that enumeration, but uh, we might even catch directory of for the administrator desktop, and let's view the contents of root.txt and slash desktop. Let's catch the directory and let's do dir to view the files. And we have a root.txt. Let's do type root.txt and we get the root hash. We can submit it to Hack the Box platform. So thanks for watching till now. Please subscribe to the channel and like the video. Thank you.